Welcome back to the Who's at the Gates podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and I have with me the wonderful and talented alarm clock is her second job co-host Diana. Even though technically she didn't wake me up, but she was trying to wake me up. And I happened to literally wake up as soon as I look to my left as I'm waking up, and my phone is on silent. I see Diana's name on my phone, and I'm like, "Oh wow, I overslept then."
I mean, I don't blame you. Today's episode was kind of whatever. If you're gonna be like, I can't deal with this, it'd be like, thank God.
And see, this is where we're on the opposite side of the spectrum again. First, I would like to give thanks to the writers and to the producers and everyone on set, to Procter & Gamble Studios, to CBS Distribution, and to all the wonderful actors on the show. This, for me, was probably one of the best Beyond the Gates shows, if not the best Beyond the Gates show since the start of the series. It was amazing to me, and it really touched my spirit, and it resonated with me, that we got an episode with Ashley and Grayson in it, and wait for it, Derek's name was not mentioned once. And I was like, yes, finally she's over him. She wasn't at Uptown, and she wasn't like, oh my God, where Derek and I used to be here with Naomi. She was the one who schemed with Jacob to go to Uptown tonight. She like, forget Derek. That man, Derek who? That man is this. I'm trying to get a new thing going here. Me and Grayson here Uptown with Jacob and Naomi now. So Derek's name literally was not mentioned once. It wasn't mentioned by Ashley. It wasn't mentioned by Grayson. It wasn't mentioned by the 14 other people that felt the need to mention his name over the last few weeks or whatever. I'm like, Derek's name was not mentioned with Ashley and Grayson in a scene separately. It wasn't mentioned. And I was like, oh my God, this is one of the best episodes ever. So that's why we're on opposite sides, Diana.
You know, I actually was going to be like, well, I guess she moved on. When I saw today's episode, and I was like, you know what? You're right. I think I was like, not even going to mention it, because why would I look a gift horse in its mouth? That's a phrase, right?
Yeah, it is. Why don't look a gift horse in the mouth?
yeah. And I'm like, you know, we don't need to stir that man up. He's resting. He's in his final place. It's over.
Yeah, unless they faked his death so he could do witness protection. So
you know, you never know, and I think that would be interesting. Again, I think you never know what happens in soap operas. People just come back.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, they because that just now hit me. I'm like, technically, if they wanted to bring him back, they could say that Jacob knew he wasn't dead, and that he helped, like he played along to fake his death, so there wouldn't be any issues with him testifying against them, because he did witness a lot. So yeah, just throwing it out there. I doubt they'll go that route, but it is an opening if they want to bring him back. But writers, you don't have to. Please don't feel like you're obligated, because we do not need any more Derek and Ashley stuff. We're barely getting through with Ashley and Grayson, and we decided to do a steal. So I guess we can hop right on into this. So yeah, during this episode, Ashley and Grayson are actually really, really moving on with their lives, so much so that I'm like, okay, like she got a whole new man. And she said, I'm not about to let a dead man stop me from being happy, as she should, because Ashley's still here, so she has to live for her. That's how I look at it. But when Ashley almost became a sugar mama, because at the beginning of the episode, and I'm not knocking sugar mamas either, depending on the case, make sure that it's worth it. That's all I got to say. But at the beginning of the episode, where Grace is like, oh, I need money, and da-da-da-da, and then Ashley's like, well, I can float you some money. I'm like, girl, you ain't even been working overtime lately. You sure you got it? So Yeah, but she was fine with being a sugar mama for a second because she into her man. But Grayson got a job today at Uptown because the bartender who was working had an attitude problem, and Grayson filled this place. And they're like, he's amazing. And I did not know Grayson was once a bartender to get through, I think he said college. So, yeah. What do you got, Diana?
You know, for everyone out there, Casey said, I need to give the people what they want. We need to cover this. And I was like, all right, I get, like, if that's really on your spirit, Casey will say, it's like, let's cover it. Yeah, I mean, I think this was, I'll dare I say it, like a fun little scene. It was very low stakes, and obviously this is setting up for, like, we're gonna see a lot of him because there's only one restaurant in town, and like it's Uptown. I mean, Orphy Jeans is a diner, so that's why I don't consider it like a restaurant, even though my family we would say restaurant. And then you have the country club, but obviously people don't,
Yeah,
congregate
either
there
one
as
of
much.
them. Well, they can't go. Well, they can go, but they can't go because they're not
Right.
actually the member. And yeah.
So, everyone buckle in. This is now like he is here. Grayson is here. So if you had a problem with Grayson, just you're in for a long ride. That's at least how I took it with this whole plot line and all this. Like, he's here to stay. There's nothing much we can do about it. The other thing, low key, I was like, you're gonna ruin the vibes of this place. When he changed the music up and was like, I want this. I'm like, Sarah, this is not the vibe for it. This is not the country hoedown. This is Uptown. This is, already, I don't think I'll be going there to this establishment anymore. Just not my vibe, not my music. So it's you could tell when there's like a difference in staff and they change things and the vibe is different. So not sure about you, but
Well,
I'll be leaving a review.
well, yeah, I don't drink, even though they're saying that his drinks are amazing. Naomi said that was the best old fashioned she ever had. So maybe he'll bring in more people through his drinks versus the music. Who knows? I'm just glad that he was able to get that part-time job he was looking for so he can take care of his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll see how that happens. Honestly, the episode I'm waiting for is when his mother meets Ashley, because I just want her to say something slick.
I mean, I don't think they're all Leslie. I don't think all the moms are Leslie. You have someone like Jan who is like, "Well, you're great." Just no discernment at all.
Yeah, that's I can't wait to discuss that little conversation because yeah, that was a hot mess. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and get into this scene. I'm about to play the scene with Ted and Monica because this goes into something I said in one of our old episodes about a month or so ago, and I just want to bring that up. So here we go.
It's just that when you spring these elaborate dates on her, she gets nervous.
Shanice doesn't seem easily unnerved. I mean, she's used to difficult situations. You should have seen her during the tornado, Monica. Talk about taking charge.
I know, Ted, that you wouldn't intentionally put my niece in an awkward situation. You want to share your world with her, and that is wonderful. But you've been in this world for years. Shanice is a newcomer. Every time you take her to the club or plan these spectacular dates, she gets uneasy.
Oh, why?
She's worried about what she's going to wear or fitting in with your peers. Working with them is one thing. Socializing, it's a different beast. There's a built-in expectation from others when they see you two together.
She did mention being nervous. She even asked me what should she wear on the yacht. I thought she was kidding, not sending an SOS. I didn't mean to make her feel away.
Simple can be sexy too.
I hear you loud and clear, Monica.
Good. Because I want my niece happy, Ted.
Well, so do I. Thanks for helping me navigate this.
You're welcome.
You know, this talk has given me an idea. Let me run it by you.
All right.
Oh.
This. Uh-oh. Did he do something wrong, Diana?
They both did something wrong, but you go because you just go.
This goes back to what I said before about letting family into your relationship. And I called it when Ted first had I forgot what episode it was, but it's the one with Ted sitting. I'm pretty sure Ted was sitting with Monica, or he was sitting with Shanice. And I was like, Ted can't seem to talk to the women in his life or whatever. And yeah, it was probably sitting with Shanice. And I had said him going to Monica for help with Shanice the first time, like he did, opens up the door for her to intervene moving forward, because he's introduced her into their relationship by asking for help. And sure enough, this was not solicited advice. Ted wasn't like, hey, Monica, how you doing? Tell me what you're thinking about me and Shanice. Monica and Ted were just talking. And then Monica's like, because Ted was like saying that he's taking Shanice on the yacht. And Monica's like, I don't think you should do that. And I'm thinking as she's having this conversation with him, well, Shanice is very, very opinionated and very much grown. If she's uncomfortable, if she can't open her mouth and speak and make it clear to Ted, like, hey, Ted, and she did mention it once before during one of their conversations, I think back like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago or something. But for the most part, that's on Shanice. Monica, why are we involved now? That's all, Diana. That's what I wanted to get out. So yeah.
I mean, imagine you're trying to get a work performance review and your boss is like, hey, you need to fix your date. You need to run it by me. This is what she wants. She doesn't like this. She doesn't like that. Like, this is so inappropriate. I have like no words. I'm just like, why are they talking about Shanice? Like, this is her first time in like a developed country, and I hate using those terms, but they're like okay, how like she just came from space, and she's like they're like, oh, this is a cell phone, you can call people on it. Like, okay, I hate how they developed her character, like as if Ted is some Prince Charming who is coming to take her away from like a war zone or like just the hood. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's like, ma'am, you are a nurse. You are probably a high paid nurse considering the area that you serve. And here you are going like, well, I don't know. I like peach cobbler and Orphe jeans. Like, I just hate how they're describing her. And this is as a person who would probably have the same fears as Shanice. Like, I'm a very simple person. I've never been on a yacht. I'd probably Pinterest it to be like, okay, what do people wear on this? But it's just like this whole thing about like, oh, well, she's uncomfortable in the country club. They shot people up in that country club. They're running a sex trafficking ring in that country club. Marriages were ruined in that country club. Why are you acting like it's this high and mighty thing? Like, I don't get it. She's been around these people like a long time, so it's not like she's not familiar with them or just like out of place, right? Like, I just really hate this narrative. I hate that Ted and it's just like they're acting like she's a little girl. And it makes no sense to me.
Well, and that's what I'm talking about, that Monica pretty much started this conversation. And I'm just like, lady, you might want to stand down on this one. Let Shanice figure it out. I know she's your favorite niece, but yeah, let Shanice figure this one out.
And Ted being an idiot and be like, oh, okay, so like hot dogs, maybe hot dogs on the floor. Is that more her vibe? Like, I just hate it. I hate Ted. I hate Monica and how she's acting right now. Like I don't understand. It's like you're right. Shanice is a grown woman. She can voice what she wants. I think it's okay for Ted to push her outside her boundaries and be like, no, I think you'd like this and it's fine. But for them to just completely dismiss it, it's just ridiculous to me. Like, ma'am, I'm reporting you to HR. Like, don't get my relationship. Tell me I need like better patient turnover or something. I don't know, but don't talk to me about this.
My word. All right, let's move on to Leslie, Mona, and Jan right quick.
My blood pressure is up now. Okay. Yeah.
It's
Fine.
Well, we agreed on the Monica thing, so yeah, I say that's good. All right, here we go.
When we were waiting for an organ donation, I didn't think she'd make it through the night. So I made a deal with the good man upstairs that if she could just pull through, I would change my ways.
I can't imagine how I'd react if Ashley were in that situation. I like to think I'd be strong. I hope I never have to find out.
Jan, I was holding my breath the entire time. And I didn't realize it wasn't until the surgeon said that Eva was going to live that I finally exhaled. Same for Kat.
Kat? I never thought I'd hear those words come out of your mouth, Les.
Mona, if Kat died giving Eva life, I would have been racked with guilt because I was never nice to her.
That might be a good place for the new Leslie to start. Being nice to people. You never know who's gonna come through for you when nobody else can. I am sorry that your dream house was damaged.
Thanks, Jan. Thanks. It was truly important for me to have a home, a creative home.
Do you plan to rebuild?
Girl, I can't even think about that right now. I was actually considering moving in with Eva to help her through this recovery process. But my daughter made it very clear that we do better with our own addies.
I knew that girl was smart.
Okay. Do you want to pick this one up first, or you want me?
You know who else is a daughter, Casey? You know who else is
Wow.
a daughter who suffered?
I know you're about to tell us.
I mean, do you know?
I mean, well, there's a lot of daughters out there suffering, Diana.
Laura
one
is the
person.
daughter. Laura is the daughter that's suffering. So I don't care. Like, this scene to me means nothing. Like, I think it was, to me, quite honestly, very pointless. Because it's just more of Leslie trying to be like, like her sob story and turning over a new leaf. Like, I don't care. She's already said it multiple times. We don't need the tour. At least I don't need this tour. And again, it's just like, it's meaningless to me. And I'm just waiting for the day that I think this is build up, right? I think this is right. This is me being positive in that this is build up, obviously, to, you know, things may not be moving now, and it's like it creates like a false sense of security.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Leslie to go back to her old ways. So that will be interesting. One of the biggest reasons I mostly did this scene, though, was because of the Leslie and Mona thing. When Leslie tries to put her hand on Mona's, and Mona's like,
And then
So-
Jan's there eating it up. Like, I just can't think of any person more ridiculous than Jan.
Yeah, Jan is one of those. She's another one. That's why she works for Vanessa, and her and Vanessa are cool because they're both the type. They need a man. That's just what it is. You'll see from the advice that we'll eventually get into in a few scenes that's about to come that Jan is like, oh, da, da, da. I'm like, really good. That's your advice? All right. I can appreciate it in a way, but not so much with Kat. But yeah, speaking of Kat, let's go ahead and go to the next scene that actually follows this one with Tomas and their little conversation.
Yes or no question. Do you still want a future with me?
Yes, but
Uh-oh.
I don't want you to change or feel like you're caving.
What if I can adapt?
Say more.
I want us to be equal in every sense of the word.
Me too.
So we compromise. I'll move in on a trial basis. I'll keep my place, but stay with you most nights. If it seems like it's working out, we can make it permanent. But I want to pay rent and split utilities.
It really isn't necessary.
But it's important to me to contribute to our living expenses. I like paying my own way, Kat.
Okay. I agreed to your terms.
Then we're good?
We're good. So now we just need to seal it with a kiss.
Now Tomas wants to speak up. Now Tomas wants to be a man. The Kat saying, I'm buying a place and moving in. Like, the thing that irritated me about this was more that if he would have been like, well, Kat, how about we pick a place together and do that? I would have rather him talk about that. But him to be like, oh, it looks like you're taking care of me because you bought the place and this and that. Like, this is where you're deciding to speak up and quote unquote be a man. Like, dude, just miss me with that. I don't understand why we're here. And I don't understand why Kat's even looking to move this man in or move in with this man. No, I guess move him in since it's her place. But yeah, we'll see in another scene that she's rethinking her decision, which is good. But how we even got here, I'm just like, okay, I guess. What about you, Diana?
But I mean, this isn't the first time that he's voiced these opinions of his. So that's why I think, like, I'm really side-eyeing Kat right now because it's just more of the same that he does to her and she's doing to him, which is completely ignore what the other person's saying and just going full steam ahead. Like, I think he's mentioned before, right? He's like, I'm not going to be like, I can't afford this or something like that. And she's like, well, I'll pay for it. And he's like, you can't do that. So this isn't the first time that he's done this. This isn't the first time that he's voiced his opinions. She's just going ahead and doing what she wants. And this compromise here, like, doesn't make sense to me either, considering that the last time he said something like that, it's because he was also, like, he was strapped for cash too. Not necessarily strapped for cash, but like, he had a lot of things to consider, like, again, sending money back home, which is, like, you know, something I respect. And it's just like, I think if anything, the fact that he kind of it's not the fact that he voiced his opinion or finally has a backbone for saying, hey, I want to contribute, like, the money aspect of it. I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is at the end he just acquiesces. You know, he's like, okay, well, this is the compromise. And I don't really think it's a compromise, considering that I think he had boundaries on his economic status, right? Keeping in mind that he has things to pay for. I'm sure he has student loans, and then again, sending money back home. So I don't know how this compromise is going to work. If it's going to be another Ashley and Derek situation, then I think we're in for a laugh and in for, you know, giving them the same treatment that people gave Ashley, which is like, dang, girl, he can't even open the refrigerator, right? Like, this is what it's giving.
Yeah, the thing that irritates me is that he speaks up about this, and you are right, because there was a thing where it was mentioned because of the family that Kat is in, where it may look like sometimes that she's taking care of him. But I'm just like, where's this energy when Bill, like, that's the biggest thing. The way that Bill has treated him, and it shouldn't irritate me as much as it does, because I mean, obviously this is a fictional show. At the same time, I just don't like for people to be mistreated, especially on the job, where like a boss, because you know what I went through for a second with my little situation on the job, and that eventually had to be checked. And it was, and thank God, everything worked out, because that person isn't with the company anymore and stuff. But it's just like, I don't like that. You need to stand up for yourself, Tomas. And it's just weird to me that you can have a backbone on this thing with Kat, but you can't when Bill is pretty much treating you horribly. That just irritates me. It's like I feel he speaks up at the wrong moments and stuff, and he's not consistent with it. That's why I just like,
I mean, he's been consistent with this. He's been consistent with not letting her, with wanting to pay his way. I think it's wild for Kat to be like they're just jumping so many steps, which is, why can't she have a place of her own? He has a place of his own, and then they just go back and forth, right? Like she needs her own space. Like, that's just my belief in general, right? This is what also goes into play with, what is it? Like Tyrell and Jessica, right? Like, you're too young for this. You guys need to separate. Like, this love is not gonna last forever. Same thing with this. I don't know if Kat's had like the opportunity to like become her own. I'm assuming she has, because she went away to college, because she is college educated. But it's just wild to me that he even called her out. He's just like, you can't even like make up your mind on what to order without like consulting your family.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why I told you I don't like dating people with big families, or not big families, but that are close to their family.
Well, that's excessive. I'm close. I'm like my family, but I'm not calling my mom to be like, hey, do I like spinach?
Yeah, you would.
I haven't in America. How about that?
Okay, I guess we can go with that.
Not in this country.
I'm like, no, keep the family out of it for the love of God. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and jump. Speaking of getting advice and whatnot on things, as soon as this happened, I'm like, why are we here again? So, yeah, here we go. Kat, Mona, and Jan. 3 names I never thought I would see together. It's almost like seeing generic fashion at Gucci. Here we go.
I mean, this is like Sex in the City in my books. I've never seen the show, but I'm assuming this is what it's like.
God bless.
Oh, this is where the magic happens.
And all the hard work that makes it look like magic. I was really happy to get your text, Mona, about visiting.
We brought you nurse-approved food.
Ashley told us you have temporary diet restrictions.
Thanks.
Is there anything we can do for you?
Well, you can tell me why I shouldn't just leave my man and join a convent.
First off, you can't give up on love. If you're not getting what you want or need from your current guy, there are others out there. Kiss those frogs, find that prince. Just don't give up on love.
Or you do you, leave the frogs in the pond. You don't need a man to make you whole.
I thought that once I'd found the guy to give myself to, body and soul, that it would be happily ever after. Now, I know relationships take work, but there's a difference between putting in regular hours and working overtime.
Then you need to decide if the time you're putting in is a net positive to your well-being.
or if it will lead to burnout and fatigue down the road.
No.
You know, if we were to take a personality quiz, you'd get Jan and I'd get Mona. You know that, right?
Yeah, I don't get it wrong. I do believe in love, and I do believe putting your best foot forward to make something work. Because don't get it twisted. Like, yeah, I can be like Jennifer Lopez on that level where it's like, oh, this didn't work out. Let me go on to the next thing. So totally me. At
Okay,
the
totally.
same time, I don't need a man. That's my whole thing. It's one thing by choice to say, oh, this didn't work out, I'm moving on to the next thing. It's another thing to be like, oh, I have to move on to the next thing. That is Jan. Jan's like, oh, you have to move. Like, yo, if they're not giving you what you need, okay, I get that, but she doesn't have to do that. And then that's where you come in, where you're like, well, you can leave the frogs in the pond and do you. So, which is your energy. So yeah, that you are very much Mona in that respect too. It's just funny that she's getting the advice from them when both of them, I don't even think, is Jan still dating? Because she met the man on the ship. No, she is dating because she said it at the beginning of the show because she said she wasn't head over heels, she was heels over head.
Yeah. You think Jan's gonna be without a man? No, sir.
So yeah, and then she was trying to talk to Mona about Randy, and it's like, where's she like? How did she say it? Because Mona's like, oh, I just invited him something or whatever, and then I think Jan was like, what do you invite him into? Or she said something that had a double entendre to it, and I was just like, Jan, you're really doing the most right now, but who am I to judge?
Oh, sorry. I don't mind that she went to them. I think, you know, it's a funny pairing, obviously, but I like scenes like this. I like, and arguably, they're. I mean, everyone gossips, you know, so I'm sure they probably know the news, and they probably know the tea and all that. But arguably, a very neutral party. So that's kind of all you can hope. So like, I don't, you know, if you can't go to your family apparently to talk about this, like who else do you have? And if you have no friends, which again, very biased and maybe not necessarily the best case scenario here, who else do you have to go to but Jan and Mona? So I don't hate this. I don't like, was it a weird pairing? Sure, but I think it was sweet, you know, two grown women trying to, you know, give their life experience to Kat. Um, I didn't mind this scene. I mean, I thought it was a little funny, but they each approached it. But I thought it was a sweet scene.
Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate the scene. I'm just kind of like, but why is Kat talking to them about why? Yeah, I guess she finally got tired of talking to Chelsea.
Again, it's just, you know, there's so much baggage when everyone knows what you went through. It's just kind of hard to talk to people, right? Because, you know, there's no clean slate there. So that's why I think you know, aside from maybe a therapist, you know, this is your best option.
Well, I will say this. I appreciate the scene because they gave Jan, I really appreciate the episode. They gave Jan and Mona a lot of screen time today.
They did.
And I thought that was interesting. So I was like, okay, cool. Because I like Mona, and Jan is entertaining in her own ditzy way. So yeah, I can appreciate that part of it. All right, let's go ahead and get to the final part, which is weirdly broken up into two parts, but we will make our way through it. I have to go back to it. I'll show part one, and then I will skip to part two of this. So let me see, 2936 is what I have. Okay, well, here we go.
Oh, it isn't our newly minted chief of staff. Thank you for meeting with me. Should we go to your office?
I don't think that's going to be necessary. What I have to say won't take long.
Okay.
As of today, the partnership between Garland and your free clinic, it's over.
Excuse me. Did I misunderstand you?
Only if you're hard of hearing or if English isn't your first language. I'm not going to repeat myself.
Is this personal because I gave Mercy a hard time?
You bet your sizable derriere it is.
Faster than you know. If you check with Shanice, we've reached a détente, reconciliation when my daughter came into the hospital.
Is that so?
Yes. And you should know how much the free clinic and the partnership with Garland means not just to me, but to the patients. So, does the community have to suffer because you're holding a grudge?
No, it doesn't. I was testing you. Shanice told me that you were seemingly a new woman. I just had to see for myself if it were true.
Well, since the old Leslie probably would have snatched your balls for popping off at me. But I guess you'll see for yourself.
Let's hope this Leslie 2.0 stays.
So is the partnership still on?
Yes. But I will be keeping a close eye on the clinic and you.
Well, don't think I won't be keeping a close eye on you, too. I've already had one chief of staff that was a crook, and trust is earned.
You know who also lost trust? And carried trauma with her?
Oh, well, you better be the president of the Justice for Laura fan club.
And will be, because so far she's the only character that hasn't done me dirty. And the other ones, because I'm sure people are like, well, what did she do? It's just like, well, she's not, you know, they're not coming hard against Leslie. That's what they did.
Yeah, I was laughing at this scene because once everything, because the first part of it, I was like, oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. And then they got to the second part of it, the cackle that I let out because I knew so many Beyond the Gates fans were like, stuff. And because like, once again, no accountability for Leslie. And now Monica tests her, and then Leslie miraculously passed the test. And now Leslie's cool with Monica. I can hear the people screaming now.
Again, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Because I mean, what's the alternative? I mean, I guess we were both thinking that she was just going to shut her down. But now that this scene happened, again, it's quiet before the storm. Hoping, I mean, that's like the best case scenario is that, you know, false insecurity, and then things are going to be active for Leslie, you know.
That's what we're hoping for. And I don't believe this reform is real in the sense of I believe that something will either trigger Leslie, then the villain comes back out, or all of this has been a Haley, where once she's solidified and rebuilt her reputation, then we catch her basically talking out loud like, oh, I finally got them in the palm of my hand now. They thought I was rehabilitated. Please, you know, something like that. I feel it could be one of those, is what I think it could be. But,
yeah, I agree. You know, just there's going to be something that happens where she won't get her way, and then the real Leslie will come back out again.
Yeah, we'll see. I just thought, like, I was just laughing so hard after the scene. I was just they built it up like it was about to go down, and then this happens, and I just know people are pissed because they feel like there is no accountability for Leslie whatsoever. Where now she's in, I won't say she's in good with Monica, but Monica is willing to give her a chance, and that says a lot considering that Monica is new to the area, because don't forget she moved from Houston, if I'm not mistaken. She moved from Texas.
Mhm.
And then also her being Shanice's aunt too. And it's like, oh, well, Shanice's like, apparently she's changed. And then Monica's like, okay, well, I'll test her then. And then this was the test. It's just, it's comical to me right now.
Yeah, I don't think it was that great of a test. I mean, I think also with Shanice and with Monica, first and foremost, they take their job very seriously. So do no harm, right? And I think they see, like, they can put aside pettiness the way that Leslie can't, right? They can put aside pettiness if it means helping people, if it means, saving lives, if it means people get more access to care. And while Leslie, that was her mission, and I do believe that's her mission, considering that all she went through with raising Eva, she's still of the mind of like this, like, well, you're only doing something nice for me because I might do something nice for you, right? For her, everything has a motive. For them, I think it's, they want to see, health services in the community. So I really don't buy even that, like, even if Leslie didn't pass the test, I think it still would have turned out the same of like, okay, we can only work if you can put in another Derek, for example. Like, we need another coordinator, we need something else, like, with Eva out of commission, or what have you. I think they would have found a way to still work together. So
I don't know. I think another reason that there is her giving Leslie a chance to, or at least making it clear that she's giving Leslie a chance, is because of Shanice and Ted. Because if there was friction between Monica, and Monica is the aunt of Shanice, then that will more than likely create friction between Shanice and Ted, where it's like, Ted, you need to get your baby mama under control too. So there could be some of that there as well.
yeah, see how Ted makes things complicated? See how he just
My
ruins
word.
everything?
My word. Let me stop. Okay, this was a cute little episode. Like I said, best episode ever. Because Ashley and Grayson were on the show, and Derek's name was not mentioned one time. I thought we would hear Derek's name mentioned at least for the rest of July and part of August, is what I was thinking. But we're not even into the middle of July yet, and Ashley has moved on. We're pleased. We're pleased with this result. So
You better not jinx us. I mean, this, I'm taking this episode as a lot of setting the scene. Again, Grayson is a bartender now for whatever reason.
he has to take care of his mother.
Yeah, he could have had a job offline. He could have been like a call operator. He could, what he could have done, and
What?
this would have been he could have worked for Heart Attach, whatever the service is called. He could have made, he's not a bad looking man. He probably could have funded the care in a heartbeat. No
pun intended.
We don't need to see him as as a bartender. He could have been a fitness instructor, aka a man of the night.
And I wouldn't have been mad at that. Make your money however you're going to make it. That's
right.
As long as you're not hurting anyone, make your money however you're going to make it.
A lot more interesting.
I could see that, but it would just get really, really messy, especially with Jan being Ashley's mother, and then her mother works for Vanessa, not works for Vanessa at Heart Attach, but in real estate stuff. It's kind of like, that could get really, really, really messy if something like that happened. But definitely, I'm I'm glad things are working out for Grayson. I'm very curious to see how far this relationship will go, because I do feel, and I know people are about to say KC, here you go again. I do feel that eventually, not in the near future, but eventually, there will probably be a marriage with Grayson and Ashley.
Yeah, I guess, whatever. I just thought it's like a drive-through wedding or something. I mean, while that happens, I mean, I don't know if you caught at the end, right? We're not going to see Tomas for a bit. I mean, he said it's a quick trip. I hope he decides, you know what, I need to stay here with my family, but he's going to Puerto Rico. He's going to be gone for a while. That last look on his face as he hangs up with his mom, and it's just like, it's just not the right time. I think the writing's on the wall. I think you said that they're going to get married. I think it's less likely now, obviously. And I'm hoping this is just kind of like an exit plan. You know, Kat is going to, go to her fabulous new condo that she bought for herself, and she's going to be an independent woman. And then the third Hawthorne brother is going to come to town, and she's going to start a new relationship.
We shall see, because that would be funny to me. Because don't forget, if Kat did date whoever this middle Hawthorne child is, that means that family dinners, Eva and Kat would both be at the family dinners. So that would be a sight to see as well.
Yes, I look forward to it. I mean, what's her face is gonna receive some heat, but Kat's gonna receive some heat. Yeah, Darlene is definitely. I don't think Kat gets a pass just because she saved Eva's life. So I think Kat's gonna get some smoke too, and she's gonna be able to give it right back.
Oh yeah, no, everyone knows how Darlene is. I said that before. Darlene is a piece of work, and you are right. Kat can handle herself, so that would be interesting. But I'm ready to see the middle child. Like,
Same.
Writers, chop chop. Okay, well, it was a lovely, lovely episode. Thank you, everyone, for the support. I see that people are back now, at least based off of the analytics. It looks like people are back now. They're like, okay, we're tuning back in now. And very much appreciated. We always appreciate the comments and everything else. Actually caught some today that I have to reply to. So yeah. What's tomorrow's okay, so Thursday we have 2 more episodes to cover. So Thursday and Friday's episode. We have to cover those. All right. Well, yeah, that's all I have. Dan, did you have anything before we close out?
Justice for Laura.
Wow. T-shirts coming soon, everyone. Until next time.
Bye.